Badges don't grant extra rights. This is Cop Block Radio on the FPRN Radio Network. Here are your hosts, Eric, Adam, and Scott.
And welcome everybody to the Cop Block Radio Show for August 14th, 2013. Live on FPRN and hopefully syndicated across the interwebs, or you can download it in a podcast version after the show on fprnradio.com. I'm your host, Eric, and with me tonight, as always, is Adam and Scott. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good, man. How you doing, brother?
A little tired after a very long weekend so far, even though it's already Wednesday. But yeah, I'm still recovering.
I know the feeling, man. I'm with you. Just drink through it. Just drink through it.
Yeah, I wish there's nothing I like to drink, so I don't know.
You need to keep trying.
Yeah,
find something.
I guess. We'll see.
Try harder.
Water.
So yeah, Scott, you want to give out the call-in information?
I sure do. Because
All
I have
right.
my iPad this time. I always forget it. I forget my laptop everywhere. I swear. And I've been taking these brain pills, and I kind of lost them for a few days. But I'm back on the sauce. But anyway, if you want to join us tonight on Skype, it's at FPRN Radio Live. If you add our guys, they'll add you back, get you in the queue, get you on live. If you want to call in, the number is 567-314-9296. Hit the 1234 and then the pound sign, and our producers will get you on the line.
So hopefully we'll be hearing from Pete. He's down in Austin for the Peaceful Streets Project Police Accountability Summit, the second annual, which is happening on the 17th. So him and Jacob Crawford are going on a police accountability tour. So he's gonna talk about that, and they're going to some pretty interesting places. So looking forward to that. And then later on, we have the founder of Dallas Cop Block. He'll be joining us, and that was just started. So it'll be good talking to him and seeing what's going on in Texas. So as I said, there's been a lot going on, at least in my neck of the woods in New Hampshire. We've started, which it didn't get anywhere close to finished, the Robin Hood of Keene evidentiary hearing on Monday, which they scheduled the entire day. And the city made it like one witness in, and then it was already after lunch by the time they finished the first witness, and there's like 6 on each side. So they ended up hitting the end of the day and only had they had 2 witnesses with full testimony, and then Pete Eyre, he testified on why he's shouldn't even be included with the lawsuit, and then one person gave partial. So it's being pushed off for who knows how long, probably sometime in September before they'd pick it back up again.
Pete was included in the lawsuit?
Yeah, exactly. That's what he said.
Was he even there?
No.
What the hell?
I thought he was
I think they're just trying to throw stuff against the wall. They know his name, so they're just seeing what sticks. So really the only thing that he has ever done was once he reported a location of one of the parking enforcers, because the parking enforcement officer drove by him and said, "Here I am." So he just radioed the location. That was it. That's about as far as it went. But on the card that the Robin Hooders leave underneath the windshield wiper after they save somebody from a parking ticket has KeeneCopBlock.org on it, and the quote-unquote hotshot attorney for the city that they've brought in, it's not even the regular city attorney that they've brought in, was trying to tie Pete as somehow being involved because a website that he put online was on a business card that people were leaving behind, so guilt by association or some nonsense like that.
I love how they're just like, oh, well, you were here once. You did this once. You did that once.
Right.
And not surprising, but it's just so pathetic. It just shows how much of a difference they are making, actually, in my opinion.
Yeah, you should, if you go to freekeene.com, there's a link to the entire video from the hearing, but there's also Pete's his testimony is broken out into a separate video as well, which you should watch it because the lawyer you can tell this lawyer has never dealt with somebody like Pete, and he obviously did not do much research on Pete before he started asking him questions. So it was extremely entertaining to watch Pete's testimony.
Was the lawyer just like floundering completely or what?
Yeah. So he was trying to pigeonhole Pete into admitting to all this nonsense and trying to collectivize. And one of the questions he posed had he wanted a yes/no answer, but there was 8 questions inside his one question. So he can't just say yes to all 8 stipulations inside of this guy's question. So he broke it out, and then he asked for a definition of what the city of Keene is, and they asked what he did for a job or what he was employed or who employed him, and he's like, well, that depends on your definition of employed and all this other stuff. So it's really entertaining, and just check it out.
That's basically what Pete knows how to talk legally very well. What he's represented himself in court multiple times before now, and so I'm assuming this lawyer had no idea and was thinking he was talking to someone that had no idea what they were doing, and obviously was caught very off guard.
Yeah, and the lawyer obviously had no idea of his background at all, because right now Pete has a huge mountain man beard going on. So you look at him, you're like, what? And then once he's going through all of his schooling, he's done undergrad, he's done graduate work, and in criminology and all that stuff. So the lawyer had no idea what he was getting himself into, apparently. But on that note, one of the biggest liberal blogs in the state did a piece on the Robin Hood hearing, and they mentioned Keene Copblock, and that they went onto the website and saw that there was a section that was the Keene Police Department employee list with their pictures, and so I put that up.
Wait, so that made it into the courtroom?
No, the biggest liberal blog, they wrote a thing about it, and Keene Copblock was mentioned in the courtroom, so they went to Keene Copblock when they were writing the story and saw that there was a page for the KPD employees that has all their phone extensions and their badge numbers and photographs of a bunch of them. So they were trying to make it seem like we were doing something, I don't know what you would want to call it, but something wrong. And they basically gave a shout out to the page that we put up, because the city of Keene seems to be ashamed about who works for them. So we decided to, or at least someone decided to help them out and do it for them. You figure they'd want a place so they can go see who actually works for them, right?
Oh, it's they're really good at that. They there's some officers, there's at least one who in the town where I live is part of not just the town police force where they're just like an overzealous hyena, but they're also part of the county task force, and they don't have their name or their picture. And I've tried to Google the person several times, and man, they really they try their best to hide these people so that their pictures aren't out there. It's pretty funny. It's like you're a public servant. So I think the next adventure is going to be to write a letter to the local newspaper and just talk about how much money these people make, on how much their pay is on this stolen money.
Yeah, so we have put up pictures of those who we know of so far, but yeah, you can't find anything on the city other than a list of names and their phone extensions. That's about as far as you can get with the city. So we have a bunch of 91A requests, which is basically FOIA requests for the state of New Hampshire, into the local authorities to see if we can get some more information, such as email addresses, and we'll see how that goes. I'm sure they'll deny it, but it was worth a shot.
Now on your guys' list, are you guys going to attempt to kind of catalog, like, if said police officer has a notorious violent background towards peaceful people? Are you going to put that up on there too?
Yeah, so when you go to the page, it has there's a link you can click, and it will bring back all the stories that have been written on Keene Cop Block or Free Keene that contain that person's name, so they can at least see where they've popped up in articles that have been written on those two sites.
Nice.
So one of the other things that was going down in New Hampshire this week was, we had some new movers, which is really fun for the Free State Project because like 70 people show up and unloaded a U-Haul in like 30 minutes and moved them all up to the 4th floor of the apartment building, which is awesome. And then on Monday, which was also the same day as the Robin Hood hearing, there was a city council meeting in Concord to talk about and take public testimony on the city getting a BEARCAT. And for those who don't know, a BEARCAT is an armored personnel vehicle that has like gun ports and has an attachment that you could put a gun turret on it, and a whole bunch of other devices of destruction. And that showing was pretty interesting because a ton of people came out, and the city council was packed with like 150 people inside and then another 150 people outside that they couldn't even get in because it was standing room only. And they're taking testimony, and 48 people spoke. 4 of them spoke in favor of it, and those 4 were all tied to the city in some way. 2, I think, were former city employees. 1 was the county sheriff, and 1 was from like the Department of Safety or something. And then the other 44 spoke out against the Concord Police Department getting funds from DHS to purchase this monstrosity.
But they're getting a tank. Didn't you hear them?
Yeah, I know. Isn't that great?
There's terrorists up there.
Yeah, exactly. So they called a whole bunch
people.
They called a whole bunch of peaceful people domestic terrorists. So that caused some issues, especially with some people like in the Free State Project. And they specifically called out in the application Free Staters and Occupy and sovereign citizens as being domestic terrorists, and saying that they presented daily, I don't know what it said specifically, daily challenges. And the president of the Free State Project, Carla Garrick, she asked to give some examples of these quote unquote daily challenges. And so far nothing has come of that.
They should have started talking about those roughhousing, rabble-rouser Robin Hooders.
Yeah, exactly.
Those guys are dangerous.
The daily challenge is the fact that they don't intimidate and scare you Free Staters enough, so they need a tank now.
Yeah, and what happens in New Hampshire, which is awesome, so when you concentrate all these activists, they have a bus of their own, and they bus people down from various places. So only in New Hampshire will you actually see people actually moving to get to an event like this. I bet that doesn't happen in your area very often.
Nobody likes a bragger.
Well, you just got to move so you can be part of it.
Oh, man, I'm done moving. It does sound like we have a caller, though. Dan, you there?
Yeah, this is Dan Petrie. I'm from California. I know it's a demo. Of course, I never met him, but I think the Copblock thing's a great idea. I'm actually thinking about, doing one out here where I live. Live in Santa Barbara County, and of course, everybody feels that wherever they live, they have the worst police officers of the world. But I really feel Santa Barbara County, beats them all. They're just horrible. And I've lived here since 1966, and I'm 53 years old. And 33 years ago, I don't know if you heard my story. I've been on a massive media blitz the past 7 years. I've just got so angry. I just went to the media as full force as I could, But 33 years ago, I was a victim of a police crime. I was basically almost, murdered for my beautiful wife by some dirty cops, and it's just a long story. And, I finally had to seek FBI protection from them. And, I've known for, 33 years the police are corrupt, and I tried to go to the media on my story immediately. I was 20 years old when it happened to me. And I went to the media, and I was trying to get my story told. And every time a reporter would want to tell my story, an editor would shoot it down because, we're not going to tell that story. We're not going to say anything bad about the police. God, the police are God. They can't be, proven to be criminals. So cut to the chase. It took me 25 years to get my story out. 25 years to get my story out. And I went to Mr. William Wagner on Second Thought, local Comcast TV, and I met him in a library, and I told him my story and what they did to me and, the whole enchilada, and he put me on his local show. And that was the first media outlet that would let me tell in my own words what it was like to be a victim of police crime, And then I started going, to contact, I sent my information to guys like you. You might have got my emails, like I know I sent them to the demo, And finally, within the past 6 months now, I've started my own TV show locally, like Wagner has, where I bring on victims of police crime. It's this very groundbreaking show because the police always say X parolee, X this, X that. Because anytime they murder somebody, they have to make you look like you're as bad as you can. They can to justify, murdering you. You guys know that, right? So,
yeah, is there something people can Google easily to find out about the story you're talking about?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I was just asking if there's something that people can Google real easily to find out the story that you're speaking about.
Well, yeah, you can. Like I said, I started my own local TV show. This is the point I'm getting at, okay? You can't get the mainstream media to tell the truth about the police. So I just started my own show to tell the truth about the police, And it's called C period, O period, P period, $, for the S, because that's all they really care about, money. They're revenuers, we all know that. They either write you a ticket or steal your drugs or whatever, and sell them. But it's cops, basically, with the $. And then the first episode's the pilot episode, and then the other two are just called Hosted by Dan Petrie, episode 2, Hosted by Dan Petrie, episode 3. And I'm just getting nothing but positives. I'm not getting any negatives. I mean, my third episode, I talked about the Michael Hastings case, which doesn't pass the smell test. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but he brought down the crystal, and then his car blows up, So the reporter for BuzzFeed and Rolling Stone, So this is what guys like you are really up against. I really don't think people really understand the danger that you're in and I'm in when we stand up to the police, because if they're going to take out Michael Hastings, one of the top, investigative journalists in the world, man, they're capable of taking anybody out. So I wonder what are your thoughts on all that?
Scott?
I don't know. My thoughts are that, I think that everybody knows that they're kind of getting into a position where there's a risk, but I think that everybody kind of is on the same page with where if somebody doesn't stand up now, it's not going to just get better. It's already been proven that it's getting worse and worse and worse. So, whenever you start to get enough people who are willing to stand up, and not everybody's going to be a Bradley Manning, but everybody's got their own portion that they're willing to risk. But I think that there's going to come a time where people are going to forcefully defend themselves and defend their rights. when it comes to police. And I think it's actually going to be sooner than I hope.
Yeah, that's exactly where we're heading. I mean, they're kind of forcing the revolution because they're basically taking away our rights, like the Germans did in World War II, to where we're just going to. That's what they're doing. They wanted to take away the Second Amendment. I mean, they made us crazy, you know. And like you said, buying those. Those are your first part of your show. I was trying to get on the radio there, but buying all this heavy equipment for the militarizing the police. That's not to protect us. That's to kill us. I mean, you know, they're not getting these armored vehicles to help us. I mean, it's people that can't figure that out, you know.
Yeah, in the end, as you said, it all comes down to money. So however money can be withdrawn from these organizations, it may speed up the demise of said organization. Because if they don't have any money, then they got nowhere to go at that point. So, thanks a lot for the call, Dan, and I'll put a link to the episode in the show notes.
Check out my show, and you'll learn a lot about me and what I know about police corruption. I started out as an administration of justice major, and then I was a security guard when the crime happened to me. So I'm talking from the inside out. That's why I'm so knowledgeable on the police, because I saw it from the inside out, and yet they're corrupt out the bottom. So great show, and good luck to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
Hopefully we'll have Pete on in a few minutes, but until then, so is anything happening in your area that you see the police gathering all these pieces of heavy equipment?
I haven't seen anything specifically, you know, well, nothing like a BEARCAT or anything. I have seen no LRADs. I've seen some heavily armored trucks, but nothing with, you know, excessive portholes for guns and turrets and stuff like that. But I know that it's right around the corner, and I actually live close to some military base or military installations or whatever you want to call them. You know, I have a couple other names for them, but you know, I have some FEMA camps in my backyard. I'll leave it at that. So they don't need to do those things here. It's already here. It's just not out on the streets.
Yeah, and pretty much if you live in a town or city of any substantial size, they probably already have a BEARCAT, and probably nobody made us think about it because it went under, like, nobody talks about it and nobody cares.
Yeah, that's basically like here. We have 2 or 3 here.
Yeah. One thing, like, I know that this was a couple months ago. I know that whenever I was doing the Harrisburg Liberty Alliance show with those guys, there was conversation about DHS coming in and doing some, you know, helicopter where they like drop down and do like their little hut Blues Brothers moves down from the helicopters. They did that in Harrisburg Capitol, that's scary to me. You know, that's not where we need to be as a small. It's Pennsylvania. We don't have a lot of crime. You know, it's outside of the cities. But I've seen several DHS vehicles, and it's kind of funny because, you know, whenever I think about that stuff, you know, I think about, you know, how militarized they are, but it's like always these fat turds, and it's like, dude, I can tell you right now, I can outrun you, and I'm pretty sure that I could probably beat you up if I had to. It's just like, you people are pathetic. Like they aren't hiring like the best of the best. They have these like couch potato turds. I like that. That's a good thing for me, I think.
All right, so we have Pete on the line with us from Austin, I believe he is in right now. So how's it going, Pete?
It's going well. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good, man. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we just wanted to call in. I'm here with Jacob Crawford as well, my compadre on this police accountability tour. We just got to Austin the first stop and just wanted to call in and give a quick update.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. Yeah, man. So, you want to start, Jacob? Oh, sure. Hey, this is Jacob. Yeah, we just started our police accountability tour. We're going to be on the road for the next 4 months, and it's quite a pleasure to be in the great city of Austin amongst other like-minded people. And it's also been a blessing to be out here because we've been able to firsthand see the impact that Peaceful Streets has had on the police. We walk up to two different groups of police officers today. One group was engaged in a police stop, and the other ones were just doing what they do, which is nothing. But what was good was that they both were very acclimated to the public, to us, videotaping them. And, we didn't have to announce ourselves as far as our affiliations or our groups or anything like that. We just did what we did, and we did it well. And, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Peaceful Streets has had a lot of rocky interactions with these cops, and that's to be expected when you're dealing with corrupt and dirty police. But I got to say, they've been around a good year. What is it, a year and a half now?
Yes, it's like the second annual conference is this Saturday. But yeah, they got kicked off after the New Year's Eve visit to San Antonio. So yeah, just over a year and a half now.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, honestly, just to see, and cop watch groups have been around in Austin for a while, but I just never seen, the YouTube videos and whatnot. I haven't seen the police show so much respect, and that's not a respect like they respect us as. Well, I think they do. I think they respect the moral authority that guides people to go out into the streets and document them. So I guess, yeah, it's been a blessing to kick off the tour here, and Pete and I have had a good time today. Linking with people and going out and watching the police.
So what are some upcoming? I was just going to ask, what are some upcoming locations where you're heading to?
Well, yeah, I'll jump to that in a second. I just want to mention, too, I'm really excited for this weekend, as we've mentioned, the second annual Peaceful Street Summit. And there, in addition to the speakers that we're going to be interviewing and all the people we'll be connected with, we'll be talking with some good cop blockers. Kelly Patterson out of Nevada Cop Block is arriving in Austin tonight, and Jose from Dallas is coming down, and there'll be a lot of good folks, so I'm looking forward to that. And we'll get capture some content with them and get that up for everybody. But after Austin, we're going to be heading to New York City. We have a venue Wednesday, August 21st, that will seat 170 people. So we're looking forward to getting a lot of real active police watchers there and folks interested in that activity to look out for each other. So, and we'll be interviewing and shadowing and rolling around with a lot of really good doers. So that should be a good stop. After New York, we'll go to Cape Town, South Africa for 6 weeks, which will be very interesting. And then we'll come back to the States and spend about a week in each of the following cities: Oakland, California; Denver, Colorado; Detroit, Michigan; Chicago, Illinois; Atlanta, Georgia; and New Orleans, Louisiana. So people, if they're interested, if they're in any of those areas or within drive distance, I really encourage you to join us. We'll have Know Your Rights public sort of thing in each town. We'll be doing a lot of other content creation, and so if you have any ideas for us, too, to follow up on, let us know. All the tour details are at copblock.org/tour.
Cool. So you'll call in and let us know how it's going in future times.
Yeah, the plan is to call you guys or provide you guys with 3 to 5 minutes audio every week about kind of what we've been up to and stuff. So again, we just got together. Jacob flew in this morning at 5 a.m. I got in about midnight, less than a day ago. So we're just on the outset of the tour, but we have a lot of. I think we're in a really good spot, and Jacob brings a lot to the table, and I hope to do the same with previous tours and stuff. So I think we'll have a good impact. I look forward to communicating and sharing that stuff as we go forward.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Yeah,
so
guys,
we
appreciate your time.
Yeah, we have to head to break. So after the break, I believe we have the founder of Dallas Cop Block joining us. So stay tuned. You're listening to the Cop Block Radio Show on FPRN.
In 1997, a high school shooting was stopped by a vice principal with a gun. In 1998, a middle school shooting was ended by a neighbor with a gun. In 2002, a terrorist attack was stopped by a school guard and a teacher with a gun. After September 11th, pilots began carrying guns to protect their passengers. Let's give our schools and teachers the same option. Sign the petition at defendschools.com.
Hi, I'm Trevor Moore. Due to the recent revelations that in order to fight terrorism, the NSA has been using a secret court order to spy on every single Verizon and AT&T customer, Americans have become outraged and concerned about their rights to privacy. But along with that concern comes a feeling of hopelessness. I mean, what can we do? Vote in new leaders? Well, the problem is that during an election, each candidate pretends to not be an asshole. Then when they get the job, they reveal that they've actually been a complete asshole this entire time. No, elections are of no use. The only way to fight back against our country's excessive wiretapping and data mining is to make it irrelevant. That's why we're launching Operation Everyone Talk Like a Terrorist all the time. If we all openly discuss terrorist plots in each of our phone conversations, then eavesdropping on those phone conversations becomes pointless. It's simple. We just need to work it into our daily vernacular. For example, instead of saying, "I love you," you could describe a terror attack. The larger the scale, the more you love the person.
Hi, Mom. I just got out of school. Can you pick me up?
I'll be there in 15 minutes. I'm gonna use a truck bomb to blow up the Brooklyn Bridge.
I'm mailing anthrax to Cures to Morgan.
Or nonsense about God's will being great could mean affirmative.
Hey, man, they have a 7:30 show, and do you think you can make it in time?
God is merciful and his love is unchanging. Did you already get me a ticket?
And those are just a few examples. You can make up your own. Have fun with it. But it's time for us to stand up and protect our rights. Because those assholes aren't going to.
Nothing is more American than Diamond Gusset jeans. 100% American-made since 1987. Soft and broken in from the start, yet more rugged and durable than any jean you've ever worn. Have you ever experienced missized jeans from China? Well, you won't with Diamond Gusset. Every pair is crafted to fit exactly the same and always feel like they were custom made. Need a 35, 37, or 39 waist? How about a 31 inseam? We keep all sizes in stock for the fit you need. Looking for a relaxed fit, slim fit, regular fit, boot cut, or straight leg? We got you covered. Buy the world's best fitting jeans at gusset.com or call 1-888-8GUSSET. Get free Gusset targets for the next time you go to the shooting range with the purchase of their new Ranger jean. Use code COMFORT when ordering to receive free shipping on all Gusset orders at gusset.com. That's gusset.com to get only the best all-American jeans.
Hello, fellow patriots. This is Joseph Nazari, Director of Training Operations with Line of Fire, LLC, Professional Firearms Training Group, located in Las Vegas, Nevada. The fact that you're listening to this show is evidence to me that you are a true patriot and you do value your freedoms. As all patriots know, with freedom comes responsibility, and if you own a firearm, training should be an integral part of your personal defense profile. If you're considering quality firearms training, Line of Fire LLC should be your first choice. We teach all types of firearms training for all types of individuals, from the novice to the most advanced shooters. At Line of Fire LLC, we have a course for you. Please feel free to call us today at 702-242-8288. We look forward to speaking with you soon. Once again, that's Line of Fire LLC, 702-242-8288.
You have reached the 911 emergency service. All operators are busy.
Oh God, please help me. He's got a knife.
You have reached the 911 emergency service. All operators are busy. Stay on the line for the next available emergency operator. You have reached the 911 emergency service. All operators are busy. Please stay on.
911 operator, what's your emergency, please? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Last year in the United States, thousands and thousands of 911 calls went unanswered. And if you call from a cell phone, there's no way to pinpoint where you are. Yet politicians like Dianne Feinstein call for more gun control. We have one question. Why do these politicians have armed bodyguards? Can't they just call 911?
Thanks for listening to FPRN. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter. You can listen live at www.fprnradio.com.
Millions of tax dollars are spent on this type of computer surveillance.
And welcome back to the Top Block Radio Show live on FPRN and syndicated across the interwebs, or you can download it as a podcast after the show at fprnradio.com. And there you'll also find a link to the show notes that is posted over at copblock.org. So before the break, I said we were going to have Jose on from Dallas Cop Block, so he's on the line with us now. So, Jose, you with us?
Yeah, I'm right here. It's okay.
Adam, you want to take it away?
Yeah, I can, yeah. So, Jose, what are you doing right now? Are you
right
down
now,
there,
I'm just
down at the Police Accountability Summit?
Yeah, I'm in Dallas. I'm just sitting in my garage right here, chilling out right now. Just hearing some sirens out in the distance here and there, and so, yeah.
Awesome. Are you going to head down to the Police Accountability Summit later on, or tomorrow, or what?
Yeah, I'm going to be there. I'll be leaving Friday, staying in Austin. Thank goodness Austin is nearby. It's only about a 3-hour drive from my house in South Dallas down to Austin, Texas. And I'm one of those people that do live nearby, and it's not that far, but don't necessarily have to hop on an airplane and fly down there. I can just hop in my car. It's right there nearby. So pretty convenient that Antonio goes down there, and it's convenient to get down there. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to go down there. My family and I, we're going to be down there and help support the Peaceful Peace Project down there and the Police Accountability Summit.
Awesome. So, quick question for you. Kind of like we do with everybody we bring on. What made you really want to get involved with Cop Block?
I first began, long story short, I grew up as one of those bootlickers, I grew up as, no such thing as police brutality, and if it is, it's very isolated. Like in 1992, I grew up that way. 1999, I did a police ride-along with Houston PD. My next door neighbor was a police officer. I became very good friends with him. And up until about, I guess 2007 or 2008, I started listening to, I don't remember what his first name is, but the last name is Sheldon out of, Scottsdale or Mesa, Arizona. Formula 4409, I started watching him on YouTube, watching the things that he did, and I got really interested in that. I really caught on pretty quickly with what he was doing. And I thought, well, I wonder if I ever going to do something like that. Did not know that was going to happen, actually. One day I was, in 2008, I believe the year it was, I was out in the garage fixing my bicycle, and my child went on the road, and police showed up, and I went inside the house quickly and grabbed my little $89 camera, and I went outside and started filming. I squatted down next to the police cruiser, and the cop was really, I guess he was pretty lazy. He didn't want to get out, so I sat there and chatted with him, the camera pointed at him. He had some guy riding along with him, and I filmed that and uploaded it to the computer, and then unfortunately I deleted the video, and now I'm trying to salvage it out of my hard drive, which I still have. And 2009, I was down in Alamo, Texas, where my same child, he's mentally challenged. He's not, your average child. Yeah, long story short, he built from us from the house, and I know he's going to be able to do that, by opening up a garage. and we kind of went out to look for him and couldn't find him in the neighborhood. And so we called 911, and police came over, and I have actually had it on video as they came over, and it's up on my YouTube channel right now. So I'm very foolish, so I muted the audio, and I put in other music for was went to the police station, and right away they released my child to us, and they interviewed us and said you're gonna be under arrest, and they never arrested us. And after that, we left home. And at that time, I did not know a whole lot. I did not know a whole lot about criminal police in 2008. And then, as of recently, in January, I really started to go out and film the police. I created the Dallas Copblock Facebook page September 1st, 2012. And then shortly after that, I created a YouTube channel and upload all my videos. I've done probably about 15 Copblock events since January and now, and most of them are done on bicycle. Whereas if I did do it on foot, you very likely would not catch anything going on. And if you go in a car, which I cannot do that, not the car that I have because it's not my car, now I have no choice to do it on bicycle. On bicycle, you get more than what you bargained for on a bicycle here in Dallas, because everything's so scattered.
Oh, yeah. So, other than the Police Accountability Tour, or Police Accountability Tour and the Police Accountability Summit, what's going on in Dallas as far as, is there anything important going on that you'd like to bring up or anything like that? Any future events that you have planned or anything like that?
So far, as far as Dallas Copblock, I'm a one-man, one-person crew. Every time I put out an event for Dallas Copblock, I never have anybody show up with me to come out and do some cop watching with me. Usually I'm by myself, and usually people want to do it on foot, but I keep stressing that on foot is really not, you're really not going to get anything, because I've done it 3 times on foot. In November and 2 times this year. And the first time in November, we got nothing. And the second time, we got nothing. The third time, we're lucky we've already got one thing. And I did the third one. I did it with People Street's Project DFW. I did it with them. And I recently went with, his name is Donald Rutledge from Allen, Texas. He created a People Street's Project, Allen, Texas. He's brand new. He's fresh. He just started. Not very many people know about him, but I'm helping them get things going and know all the do's and know all the don'ts. There's a bunch of little tiny chapters around the DFW area that have been Copblock chapters, but most of them are not active at all. They don't, either they do post something or they share something. They don't do any cop watching. They're just there. And there's a brand new one just created. It's called, I don't know how it goes. I guess it's Fort Worth Copblock, I think. That was the brand new one that I just created a few weeks ago, or even a few days ago. It looked like the guy was on fire, and after that, I haven't seen very much from after that. So, but there's also another. I got a hold of another guy in Frisco, Texas. Very good guy. I enjoy all the information he puts out on the police department over in Frisco. He's created a Facebook page. I don't remember the exact words in order, but Corrupt Frisco Cops Facebook page exposing names and badge numbers of police officers in Frisco, and some of the things that they have done. And he has proof, he has evidence. He has no problem with making, letting people know what they've done, what they will deal with their attention. So he's told me a story of an incident where, somebody was stopped by Frisco PD, and they were without consent to search. They searched him. They searched the cell phone and the car, and I guess nothing happened for that. I guess some intimidation tactics there, I guess. And I try to do a cop block event. I tried to do one once a month. In my situation is very unique compared to other cop blockers across the country. In my family situation does not allow me to go out anytime I want, any weekend I want. So I'm only allowed to do this one weekend of the month. And it's usually the first or second weekend of the month is when I can be able to go out and do some cop blocking without filming the police. And other than that, I try to, reach out to people that can come out and join me, but nobody has a bicycle. People don't have a bicycle at all to ride. And I said, just spend $200 on a headlight, taillight, and a bicycle. And even a helmet if you can, because there's a city ordinance for a helmet. And go out with me and go out in the cop block with me, go out and watch the police. And without fail, every time I go on a bicycle, I always catch police activity, no matter what. And I get more than what I can put on a 15-minute YouTube video.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's good that you're getting out there and at least getting something out there. Sounds like you obviously could use some assistance. So anybody else listening out there that's in Dallas or close area, get a hold of Jose on Facebook or on the Dallas Cop Block page and let him know you're willing to help.
Yeah, the only thing I can say is on foot, because everybody wants to go on foot. I said, but I guarantee you I can get anything on foot. You're not going to find anything. Bicycle, I covered 25 miles of road one night. Is the most I ever covered. I clocked my miles and how long I ride my bicycle, and 25 miles the most. And the least I ever did was 14 miles, and I got more than I can put on a 15-minute YouTube video. Did some activity around here. Here in Dallas, when I go out and film Dallas PD, I make sure that there shouldn't be any issue. I make sure that I keep a safe distance. I don't say anything to them at all. Just watch from a distance. My camera is a small little Sony Handycam, very powerful. Zoom in, zoom out. I can zoom in. I try to make my videos to where there's no excessive zooming in and zooming out and shakiness, and try to produce a good product that everybody can watch and listen and learn. And Dallas TV, I guess over here overall, I guess they're all right to me. I've had my first. Let's see, I think it was April 12, 2013 was my very first encounter with talking to the police, because I filmed them. It was neutral. That went all right. The most recent one was when I was sitting down using my cell phone on a concrete block, minding my own business, talking to myself and holding my bicycle. The cop yelled at me across the street. Didn't know what he was talking about, what he wanted, and then yelled at some other people next to me. And they got up and then they left. And I was on my cell phone, walked across the street, waited for the cop to come out. He was on the side of a bus station to see exactly what he said, so I can make sure that whatever I'm doing, I'm going to do it again. And I had some ideas of what it probably is. And I looked around, I didn't see a no loitering sign, I didn't see anything. And I thought, well, let me go talk to him. Well, as he came out, I had my video camera with me, I recorded him, and he quickly got in his cruiser like a coward, and didn't want to talk to me. Went up to the window, I knocked, I said, can you go to the window? I need to talk to you about what you yelled at me, what is it I'm doing wrong. I have an idea of what it probably is. Don't sit there, but I don't understand why not sit there while sitting. But that was my latest and greatest recent.
Nice. Well, we got a question in the chat from Janelle, which is from Kansas Cop Block. She asked if you've ever thought about accumulating your video of cops breaking the law and presenting it to Copblock.org and as well as the Austin media to expose anything.
Say that again. I'm sorry. Repeat that question from Janelle. I know Janelle. I know who she is.
Yeah. So she asked if you've ever thought about like accumulating all your video and making it like editing it and breaking it down into smaller videos, putting it all together in one, and presenting it either to copblock.org to put it on the website or giving it to local Austin media.
Right. I see what you're saying. I never thought about that. I could do that. Of course, I have editing software on my computer. I can edit, do all kinds of neat stuff. I never thought about that, but I don't see why not. I guess after so many videos up, there's quite a bit of them. I think there's probably at least 15 of them that are up. I can consolidate all these videos into one and make it to show the highlights, I guess. Whereas one video showed where the police officer had a guy handcuffed, pushed his chest up against a police cruiser, and he, I guess the more aggressive way, spread out his feet. That's just like a little, 15 video. Grab that little piece out, and then another, I see what you're talking about. So I never thought about that, but I'll give that some thought.
All right, cool. Anything else you'd like to throw in before we get close to the next break?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You got anything more you'd like to share?
Gosh, I don't know. I guess if I can have people come out and join me on a bicycle. I know it's pretty tough. People don't have own bicycles, but bicycle is the best way to go around here other than a car. The car that I have, it's not my car. I don't own it, and it's to be used for everything else other than cop watching. So, just they can come out and join me on a bicycle. And I do this in the evening times. Evening times are very cool. Not so bad. During the day, it's pretty hot. During the day, it's summertime. Other than that, I just look forward to going down to Austin to the Police Accountability Summit. I'll be down there. I'll be armed with full Copblock gear and showing who I am and who I represent. I represent my own Facebook page, YouTube channel, Dallas Copblock.
Nice. Awesome. So yeah, if you guys, anybody out there listening that's in Dallas or close to Dallas, make sure you help out Jose and get on Facebook and check out the Dallas Copblock page and give him some help. Other than that, Eric, Scott, you guys got anything for him?
No, man, I'm good. I think it would be really good if he could, compile all of his video that he has, and it'll help to, not just bring some, shed some light on what's going on in his community, but if he can do that, it'll also help to get him, more members, more people out there. Whenever people actually start seeing it and they see that they're, they wouldn't be alone. So, man, get your video together and start posting it, and we'll share it.
Okay, I'll give us some thought on how to do that. But yeah, I'll give us some thought in doing that and consolidating all these videos into one.
Yeah, just upload everything and just cut out all the junk. You can get some real easy. I don't know. I've already made videos on my iPad. It's really simple. There's some cheap software you can get out there, man. I think that it'll really help. It sounds like you're struggling, but if you just keep at it and stick to it, you'll get people. People will come.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I have editing software. I got my stuff from the internet, from eBay for $30. Very cheap. It's not fancy, but what I would really like to have is a right-hand man, somebody that could be there. Like you have I'm all by myself. It's just me. All my Copblock events are all pretty much by myself, with the exception of maybe a couple of them where I had other people with me. I had one guy with me. He came out with me on a bicycle. He's been following me, and he came on a bicycle, and we got more than we got a lot. And he said he'd like to come out again, but I guess sometimes, we all have busy schedules, and, the first, second weekend is not perfect for everyone. Maybe the third or fourth weekend, but I'm very limited on what days I can pick. And I know that does not help, but if I had a right-hand man, that would be really great. Right now, I don't have anybody. I'm totally all by myself, totally alone. I have people, give me a thumbs up on everything that I do and say on Facebook and on YouTube. And I had another guy over he's a white settlement Copblock. I helped him create that Facebook page. Pretty good guy. I think he's got a little bit of a delay on getting going, but other than that, if I get the right-hand man, that would be really great. So they want to come out and join me and help me out. And
Yeah, going alone
corrections like that.
sometimes it feels pretty precarious when you're out there by yourself. So it is very beneficial to have somebody with you whenever you go out. And I know it's frustrating when you can't get somebody to go with you. So yeah, if anybody's in the Dallas area, they can hook up with you on Facebook and whatnot.
Right. Yeah, I go to my favorite areas to go to is in the south side of Dallas, in the neighborhood right there. I like going downtown, a good area to go into, Deep Ellum, those areas. And if anybody else in Dallas can say, hey, come over here in this part, then I like to do that too as well, because we have light rail here, and I can travel anywhere in the city I want with light rail, because the light rail station near my house is just right by my house right here, and hop on and go anywhere. Say, hey, come over here in Dallas. And the north, let's see the green line up in the northeast, or northwest and northeast side of town, into the neighborhoods, minority neighborhoods especially. The north side, I know not a whole lot in minority neighborhoods, but the southern side into the southeast, Oak Cliff area, I know that there is. I've done a cop block event there all by myself. I didn't catch very much, and if somebody can give me a shout out saying what days of the weekend is the best, and that'll be a really big help. So I can come out to your area in Dallas and see what kind of police activity is going on out there, making sure that there's accountability in the Dallas police.
Well, very good. Thanks a lot, Jose, for joining us tonight, and hopefully we can get a few more people moving down in your area.
You're goddamn right! Yeah, thanks for having me here. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, so in the chat there's some stuff going on about asking about how to start up chapters and whatnot, and it's kind of one of those things you just kind of go out and do it. If there's nothing going on, of course, check in your area, see if anybody already is started. Other than that, then you can create Facebook pages and try to hook up with people in your area. Of course, knowing the video and recording laws in your state. And one of the things I thought about recently is, because where I live, there's a lot of streets that don't have sidewalks, so you can't say, well, I'm standing on a public sidewalk. So you need to figure out what your pedestrian laws are in your area to find out where you are allowed to be standing, so it's one less thing they can get you on. So that's helpful too, knowing your recording laws and knowing the pedestrian laws of your area.
So I want to really quick before we go to break, if you don't mind, Eric, basically kind of comment more on Pete and Jacob's police accountability tour. More or less the fact that big thing to support. Make sure you guys, if they're coming to your local city, get out and meet these guys. I mean, if you guys have questions about cop blocking or how to handle a situation or anything like that, these are the best two guys you could probably talk to ever to learn how to do this in such a manner that's going to be beneficial to you and protect you. So, I mean, if they're coming to a city near you, get out there, meet them, go out cop blocking with them, learn about how to do this. That's
it's
all I had.
Nice to show up, because then you may meet new people in your area that you haven't met before, who haven't been overly active, and hopefully this is kind of the catalyst to get people moving and collaborating with each other. So I don't have anything else about that.
A little freedom beef. Freedom beef. That'll work for now.
Yeah, I'm interested in hearing about when he hits South Africa. That will be pretty interesting. Hopefully he doesn't get caged down there and stuck in Africa.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised whenever I saw that they were going to South Africa. I actually thought there was a better chance of those guys if they got out of the country. My first assumption would have actually been the UK.
Yeah, considering that, who knows? They're friggin' nanny monitor state. But yeah. Anyways, we have to head to break. After the break, there's just more Cop Block Radio to come. You're listening to the Cop Block Radio Show on FPRN.
We're disobeying orders. Break the door down. J to the A to the H, double that. This is what you get when I'm crying.
Mr. President, members of Congress, you've been making a lot of noise about taking our guns away. But you might want to review history. 1835, Gonzales, Texas Territory. The authorities wanted to confiscate the big gun that protected that colony. You know what the people said? Come and take it. Because they were willing to fight for their freedom and their guns. So are we.
Come and take it if you want it. Come and take it if you think you can. Come and take it, but I warn you, you'll have to pry it from my cold dead hands. We want the freedom that God gave us, so you best not cross that line. If you want this gun, you gotta come through us and take it.
One shot at a time. Just like Gonzales, we're keeping our guns.
Hello, fellow patriots. This is Joseph Nazari, Director of Training Operations with Line of Fire, LLC, Professional Firearms Training Group, located in Las Vegas, Nevada. The fact that you're listening to this show is evidence to me that you are a true patriot and you do value your freedoms. As all patriots know, with freedom comes responsibility, and if you own a firearm, training should be an integral part of your personal defense profile. If you're considering quality firearms training, Line of Fire LLC should be your first choice. We teach all types of firearms training for all types of individuals, from the novice to the most advanced shooters. At Line of Fire LLC, we have a course for you. Please, feel free to call us today at 702-242-8288. We look forward to speaking with you soon. Once again, that's Line of Fire LLC, 702-242-8288.
In every age, a technology is created that upends the foundations of society. The wheel, the printing press, the internet. Now, in a world sliding into financial chaos, a new technology is changing the way monetary systems work around the world. It is called Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a new form of money, controlled not by banks, governments, or corporations, but through mutual commerce between free individuals. To learn more, visit WeUseCoins.com.
Talk about a wake-up call. I was paying for all the doctor's visits, insurance premiums, and medical costs out of pocket. All these expenses were keeping me from living the carefree lifestyle that I wanted. Then the government told me about Obamacare. Now with Obamacare, I don't worry about my health care. I eat whatever I want, whenever I want. I get all my prescription drugs for free, and there's no more coverage gap. I no longer need to worry about pre-existing conditions. We can see any doctor whenever we want for any reason, and so can everyone else.
Obamacare is not for everyone, like Congressman. If you are already healthy, do not use Obamacare, as you will see your premiums go up. If you are a sick person, do not use Obamacare, as you will see your premiums go up. Many people on Obamacare may experience longer wait times and fewer doctors, and denial of your treatment of choice. If you are faced with a healthcare situation, you may be denied treatment through government rationing.
Obamacare even covers my kids up to age 26.
If you experience a recession lasting more than 4 years, stop taking Obamacare and contact a travel agent to move to the Bahamas or New Zealand.
And the best thing is that Obamacare is free.
Obamacare is not free. Obamacare will increase the national debt by $863 billion in 10 years. Your taxes will go up $569 billion by 2019. If you see a major jump in your premiums, you should opt out of Obamacare immediately. Opting out of Obamacare is illegal and will incur major fines and penalties unless you are a union member who received a special waiver from the Obama administration. Obama is not responsible for the negative effects on the economy, your pocketbook, your freedoms, or your health.
Obama solved all my problems.
Obamacare. Live your carefree lifestyle.
Thanks for listening to FPRN. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter. You can listen live at www.fprnradio.com.
Nothing is more American than Diamond Gusset jeans. 100% American made since 1987. Soft and broken in from the start, yet more rugged and durable than any jean you've ever worn. Have you ever experienced missized jeans from China? Well, you won't with Diamond Gusset. Every pair is crafted to fit exactly the same and always feel like they were custom made. Need a 35, 37, or 39 waist? How about a 31 inseam? We keep all sizes in stock for the fit you need. Looking for a relaxed fit, slim fit, regular fit, boot cut, or straight leg? We got you covered. Buy the world's best fitting jeans at gusset.com or call 1-888-8GUSSET. Get free Gusset targets for the next time you go to the shooting range with the purchase of their new Ranger jean. Use code COMFORT when ordering to receive free shipping on all Gusset orders at gusset.com. That's gusset.com to get only the best all-American jeans.
Changes, rearrange your brain, ninja gate, and secret agent dreams will make you think creative. Check it out, a trick I happen to find one day accidentally while passing the time. A game to play that makes magic arise. Close your eyes, look at the back of your mind. Now turn around and move to the front. Upward and down, turning two into one. Change your surroundings till you have become a musical sound produced by tunes and a drum.
And we are back on the Copblock Radio Show live on FPRN and syndicated across the interwebs, or you can download us a podcast at fprnradio.com after the show. I'd like to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Diamond Gusset, which you just heard the commercial for. They're 100% American made, both in raw materials and make jeans. And they come in the in-between sizes that Adam likes because he doesn't like them right off the rack. None of that standard
I just want a
crap.
pair of jeans that fit right.
Right.
Not to make it awkward or anything.
That's right.
And they have some Kevlar lined ones, so if you're a motorcycle rider and you take a spill, then you got some protection in the spots you need it.
That's right. I don't
Those
know.
are pretty badass.
You guys listen to the show right now. You guys need to get in the chat because we are having a fun old time talking like terrorists in the chat right now.
Yeah, that damn pressure cooker backpack.
That's right.
Filled with
You guys are
freedom,
listening
cooking
now,
some
chat,
freedom
get in the
beef.
chat.
And if you want to be like Diamond Gusset and help sponsor any of the shows on FPRN, you can head over to fprnradio.com, and there's a nice tab that is for advertisers. Or if you want to start your own show, then you can do that too. And I think we have a new one coming on Friday.
Yeah, Friday at 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. That's the Lies Wide Shut, right? I believe.
Lies Wide Open.
Lies Wide Open. There we go. Sorry, I had it confused there.
I know that freaking damn.
That's that movie.
Kubrick movie.
Confused.
So yeah, that's at 11 p.m. on Friday. It's called Lies Wide Open. So check out.
Is it Chrissy Sumer? She's usually in the chat.
Apparently.
Yeah. Wrong tab.
You're really bad at this.
She should call in.
Yeah, there you go. And she can plug her show. So yeah, you can head over to fprnradio.com if you want to advertise, or maybe you want your own show, because that'd be cool too. And if you want to support any of the shows, you can head over there. And also, if you want to support Copblock Radio, when you click on the show tab or the show notes, then there's places you can donate to the show, and it helps out a lot to keep us on the air, so you can hear this every week. So you guys have anything you want to talk about specifically?
My computer's freezing. I want to talk about that because I'm not very happy about it. I'm trying to go back through my tabs. Do we want to talk? What's that?
Talk like a terrorist?
We're really good at that. Pretty much anything that, 90% of the things that come out of our mouths on a day-to-day basis is in somebody's opinion, talking like a terrorist. So do we want to talk about we should talk about the dick of the week.
Do we have a contestant for the dick of the week?
We got the all-time candidate. So not only was this individual held accountable for their actions, they are now basically reversing the accountability and also compensating this person. So this is I guess he would be Lieutenant Johnathan Josey from the Philadelphia Police Department. And what happened was back in 2000. Oh, this is a couple of years ago. The guy was at this Puerto Rican Day celebration in Philadelphia. There was actually some video of him punching a woman in the face, and it was totally unprovoked. And he ended up losing his job, and somehow an arbitrator got their way, and Johnathan Josey is now back infringing upon rights. He's getting his back pay for all the time that he missed, so he had himself a nice little vacation on the taxpayer's dime, where he was probably sleeping until 2 o'clock and going to the bar and carrying his gun in Philadelphia. But Johnathan Josey, Dick of the Week.
Want me to punch inside your face?
That's exactly what he did.
Damn it!
Ironically enough, he was also, there's everybody has their daily news show that's local. He was the Daily News sexy single in 2008. But, before he was charged with assault, he was part of that.
Yeah, that kind of kills your eligibility when you like to punch women in the face.
Yeah. Automatic disqualification right there.
What was that? Whatever. All right.
Oh, I moved on my couch. That could have been it. Rearranged myself.
Yeah, so you guys can go check out the video. Sure, you can YouTube it if you just search Johnathan Josey, and I'll have it in the show notes after the show.
We can go ahead and play it.
Yeah, we can. Well, we can play the news clip of him getting his job back, which is not cool.
Lieutenant Johnathan Josey is going to get his job back. That is the ruling of an arbitrator, and Police Commissioner Charles Ramsey is saying, in effect, it is what it is.
Former Philadelphia Police Lieutenant Johnathan Josey will not only be reinstated to his job, an arbitrator ruled that he is entitled to back pay from between now and when he was fired last September. He was not available for comment, but his lawyer says he's satisfied with the result.
We've now had 2 separate fact finders review the facts and circumstances of this case and come to the same conclusion that John didn't do anything wrong that day other than do his job.
A now infamous video that went viral is what sparked it all. The video allegedly shows Josey slugging a woman he thought had sprayed beer on police officers after the Puerto Rican Day parade. Police Commissioner Charles Ramsey reviewed the cell phone video and fired Josey a short time later. Josey was later acquitted of assault charges, and the Fraternal Order of Police appealed the dismissal to an arbitrator. The arbitrator says a frame-by-frame review of the video supports Josey's claims. He testified Ida Guzman refused his order to drop a bottle of beer she was holding, that he was trying to swat the bottle out of her hand when her left foot went out from under her as she stepped on a can. Guzman fell to the street, and the arbitrator ruled that's what caused her bloody lip, not a punch to the face.
No, that's a lie. I didn't fall on my face. That's a pure lie. I feel offended, like they punched me in the face again.
Guzman's attorney says the findings give bad officers free rein to continue what they're doing.
Even when you're caught on video, you can still find a way to get away with this, and it still sends a very, very scary message to all of citizens out here.
Police Commissioner Ramsey says he's disappointed with the ruling, but says he has to abide by it.
I have no regrets about the action that I took at the time this took place.
Councilwoman Maria Quinones Sanchez says the ruling sends a bad message.
God forbid there's another incident, how is the community going to respond? And really puts the officers in jeopardy. Because we're trying to create those bridges, and this has been a huge setback.
Lieutenant Johnathan Josey could be back at work as early as tomorrow. Commissioner Ramsey says it has not been decided where he will be placed. He says that is yet to be worked out. At police headquarters, Dan Cuellar, Channel 6, Action News.
That really sounds like an abusive husband to me. Oh, I didn't hit her in the face. She fell down.
Right, she fell down the stairs. So one thing that they didn't talk about was, okay, I was kind of impressed that the guy who fired him was unhappy about how this turned out, and he said he didn't regret how it had that he fired the guy, but that was actually kind of honorable. But the one thing that they didn't talk about was the fact that even if they're saying that she fell and basically they said it was her fault, she still got a $75,000 settlement. So if there was no fault, why did she get a settlement? If he was just doing his job, why did they give her money?
Yeah, doing his job, my ass. If you watch the video,
right?
It's freaking bullshit.
I'm calling shenanigans on this one.
But she fell. But she fell. No,
that news. Like when I was listening to that, I'm like, I was rechecking to make sure the source was okay because I'm like, geez, this sounds like a freaking Onion video. Just how, and then I was looking, I'm like, that's legit. It's like I couldn't believe it. Like listening to it, it's like that's just insane.
Unreal. Not surprising though.
So, Johnathan Josey is the dick of the week, the big dick of the week, or tiny dick of the week. I don't know. Whichever.
I heard they do. According to Adam Kokesh, they do have small penises. I wouldn't know. That's what he says.
Well, if we're announcing Dick of the Week, we need a Farva backup on that one.
I don't think they're ready for the drop.
No,
I think they're sleeping.
Producers are slacking tonight.
We're going to start plugging another radio network soon. And then we'll also be looking for new jobs.
You need my assistance.
We did, so we're a little late there.
You guys are real crazy.
I think we're done with the dick of the week. I think we can move on to the failed war on drugs that we seem to talk about every week because
every week
it's such a clusterfuck.
So what are we going to talk about when it comes to this? Because there were some good ones this week.
It was.
Yeah, so I just posted this before the show. Texas cops raided a commune when they mistaked tomato plants for marijuana. I don't know if you saw this on Raw Story, but it's hilarious.
I don't know how you mistake a potato or tomato plant for a marijuana plant.
I don't know. They got jaggedy leaves.
They look nothing like it. My neighbors have tomato plants. I have marijuana plants. They look nothing the same.
Yeah, well, apparently some cops in Texas need to take a botany lesson because they totally boned this one. So yeah, they raided a place called Garden of Eden, which is a sustainability garden, and they handcuffed people at gunpoint, involved a SWAT team after an undercover officer and helicopter surveillance allegedly gave the authorities probable cause to believe there was marijuana being grown on the premises, which there weren't. So they take all these people down at gunpoint and then claim, well, we didn't do anything wrong.
Mulligan.
I love that. It's always they screw up so bad, but then they said, we didn't do anything wrong. Well, you totally boned it, so you obviously did something wrong.
Yeah. That's pretty sad. But speaking on the topic of marijuana.
Please tell me you're going to talk about the one that you posted.
What?
Are you going to talk about you got to talk about the Doritos.
Oh, yeah.
You have to. Because I was sitting here reading through it again, and I've got ideas, so please.
It's pretty funny.
Go on.
On another, it's very close to that subject. I was actually, again, at the dispensary this morning helping out with Harvest. And the couple of workers there actually invited me to do one of the shows live there in the next couple of weeks. Said I could use their internet and interview them about the war on drugs and everything like that. So that could be interesting. What do you guys think about that?
Did you get anything good?
What do you mean?
You were just helping with the harvest? You didn't?
Well, yeah, I helped them with harvest. I won a free sucker. I got a couple bags of some good good stuff.
Nice.
Made some with her last night.
Good school.
You need to make some of those little biscuits like they have at Red Lobster. Not that I go there for food, but
those would actually, that would be interesting medicated.
Yeah. There was whenever all the whole legalization thing was coming around, and there was all these votes going on. You know how they all like happen at the same time. The one guy was talking about how he was going through like airport security or something, and he had a whole bunch of lollipops in his bag. And he said he was standing there going through, the TSA cop a feel checkpoint, and he's got a medicinal lollipop in his mouth, and he's just like gritting on the inside the whole time.
While he was getting the blue glove love.
Yeah, well
he's getting molested. Yeah.
If you don't let us feel your penis, you hate America.
That's right.
Yeah, I thought you were going to talk about the Doritos thing, because that's out your way.
That's did that though.
This one like has inspired me, and we got to get a hold of the guys from the Panic Hour. But go ahead.
So they have the Hemp Fest coming up end of this month in Seattle, and obviously the Seattle Police Department has in many years prior has allowed this to happen without it being legal, but this year will be the first actually technically legal Hemp Fest.
Rock and roll.
They've basically announced that they're not going to arrest or issue citations to people smoking, which is a pretty cool step that direction there. But they've actually discussed the fact that the Seattle Police Department is planning on distributing bags of Doritos during HempFest with information on them on the laws and limitations to the legalization of marijuana. Which is it's hilarious in a sense that they're going to give free snacks to a bunch of stoners with information on them. I mean, what better way to hand out information than free snacks to a bunch of stoners?
It would actually be kind of ironic if they, they started talking about GMOs and they're like, we're not eating these. These are dangerous.
That would. Actually, I bet you a lot of them will probably turn down the bag of chips, or at least won't eat the bag of chips, because there's a lot of people there that are going to be for the non-GMO and stuff like that. But it's hilarious that they said they're going to try to hand out Doritos and information pamphlets on the law instead of citations this year. So, I mean, we get a bunch of people at HempFest are going to get fed this year by the Seattle Police Department, which is a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting that it says it was funded entirely from, private run Seattle Police Foundation, but they were going to hand out 1,000 bags of Doritos. Like, that's a lot of Doritos.
It is a lot of Doritos. I'm wondering if they're going to do like the regular size bags or just like the little 99-cent size bags.
But still, 99 times 1,000, man, that's a lot. Yeah. I mean, it's not nothing compared to how much the taxpayers are paying the cops to hand out Doritos to a bunch of stoners. But,
at least they're using the money in a better way than like assaulting people or something.
Right. I'd rather have them handing out Doritos. I think that somebody meant to say eat a bag of dicks. So I was reading that and it got my brain working for a change, and I was like, the question came up between a few of us before the show. We were talking about if the feds would show up, but what if at the next Smokedown Prohibition in Philly, if they tried to hand out donuts to all the officers and it had stickers on it about legalization of marijuana? That's what those guys need to do, because you've seen the videos of those tubby bastards.
That's what we should get a hold of the Seattle Cop Block and tell them to do. They need to get some chips for the Hemp Fest and have them out with stickers with the Seattle Cop Block logo on there or something like that.
Yeah, talking about handing out information in baggies, I was at a party with a Damo and we were talking, and he had a great idea which I wish would get out there, but whenever a person purchased a bag of whatever illicit plant material, that they include a card for cop block, don't take a plea, jury nullification, and all that stuff in the bag to the person that they're selling it to, so they could spread these ideas to the people who need them most.
That's pretty good. Like, that's really good.
I know, that's a great. I can't believe like I hadn't heard of it before. I was just talking to him at a freaking party. It's like, dude, why don't you get this out there? So if David was listening to, I just completely, let loose his secret plan or something. I don't know.
Is that like free range chicken? Can anybody do that?
I guess so. Might as well.
Let it roll.
They say anybody who's selling illicit materials should throw a card for the Fully Informed Jury Association, Don't Take a Plea Deal, Cop Block, and all the resources that the recipient may need should the authorities try to levy some types of violence against them.
Maybe that would actually discourage informants.
That would. It would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of these people don't know about... this is probably the biggest market for people who need to know about jury nullification and whatnot, but they don't. So, how do we get the information to them?
It's like the new brand. Like, what kind of weed are you smoking? Oh, copblock.org weed. Fija.
There you go. We can make a difference. Everybody stick information in your baggies. So we have a caller on the line. Dan, are you with us?
You talking to me?
Yep.
Actually, it's Ben.
What the hell is going on?
I think he's getting raided.
Apparently. Sorry.
Get your camera out, dude. Put the phone down. Dan, are you there, man? Maybe he's spending time at the Bill Clinton library.
Hey guys. Hello?
Oh, it's Adam.
We can hear you. Just speak up.
Okay, man. Sorry, my name is Denny, not Dan.
Oh, Denny?
But Vinny. Vinny.
Vinny. All right.
But,
there we go.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate everything you're doing.
All right. So what's up?
I was calling in to make one point. The point I wanted to make is the Seattle cops ignore people smoking if they want to. Smoking weed isn't the point. The encroaching police states isn't about marijuana. Marijuana should not be the key issue that we're worried about. I mean, what we should be worried about is the TSA and the encroaching DHS Border Patrol checkpoints that are inside the country. Nazis asking for our papers. I don't smoke weed, and I mean, more power to you if you do, but that has nothing to do with our freedom.
Well, I'd say it has something to do with people's...
But it should not be our number one issue.
Right. I'd say it has to do with personal freedom, though, still. And the incentives that they use to make sure that things are illegal so they can keep their numbers up and justify these huge budgets that they have. So it's one. It's not the number one, but it's one of the many issues, I think, that are important to us.
Yeah, I think that with the issue of the checkpoints, though, man, you don't have everybody, like, not everybody has those in their area, but this is some common ground that you can help. They're coming in. You better get your video camera. This is like a common ground where you can actually get more people involved. People in Ohio and people in Kansas don't really care about TSA checkpoints because they don't have those issues where they live. So if you can get people on board with one thing and that spreads the message of personal freedoms, it's going to spread faster than something that's a smaller, I don't want to say it's a smaller issue, but it's more concentrated. Do you know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying, and I agree that everybody should have, every grown adult should have the right to decide what they want to put in their bodies. But I find it a greater injustice that people, the federal government is trying to limit our right to travel.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that it's not by trying to go that route to make a bigger impact, it's harder whenever you don't have people who are affected by that. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, we're on the same page. And we're definitely on the same page, and I understand everything you're saying, but I wanted to put that out there.
No, it's all good, man. We appreciate the phone call.
And I listen to you every week, and I appreciate everything that you guys do.
All right, thanks a lot, Vinny, for the phone call. We have to head to break. After the break, there's more Cop Block Radio to come. You're listening to the Cop Block Radio Show on FPRN.
Tired of living in a violent society? If every citizen was armed, no one would be dumb enough to shoot people. It's exactly the ethos our founding fathers had when they wrote the Constitution and then changed it, which is what makes it sacred now. Come mingle with safety-minded people like you at the Liberty City Gun Club. Our nation is still the world leader in one thing: armaments. Nothing says excitement like a night out with a small caliber semi-automatic weapon. Get social at the Liberty City Gun Club.
Well, yeah, it's getting tough out there. Yeah, no doubt. I work in home invasions, mostly. Some murder, occasional rape, if she's hot, or really bitchy. And I'm a huge advocate of gun control, absolutely. Every time I kick in a door or smash a window, I face the possibility of being shot and killed. Allowing citizens to own guns creates a hostile work environment for me and my associates. No one should have to work under those conditions. I say make them all illegal, absolutely. I mean, I break the law for a living. I'm a professional, so it doesn't really bother me. No doubt. No doubt.
Your local violent criminals work hard and put their lives on the line every time they attempt to murder, rape, abduct, or assault a member of the citizenry. They desperately need your help. With your support, there may finally come a day when a violent criminal can have his way with you or someone you love without the fear, anxiety, and stress caused by knowing there's a possibility his victim might be armed. Please show your support by voting for stronger anti-gun legislation, because criminals prefer unarmed citizens.
Nothing is more American than Diamond Gusset jeans. 100% American made since 1987. Soft and broken in from the start, yet more rugged and durable than any jean you've ever worn. Have you ever experienced missized jeans from China? Well, you won't with Diamond Gusset. Every pair is crafted to fit exactly the same and always feel like they were custom made. Need a 35, 37, or 39 waist? How about a 31 inseam? We keep all sizes in stock for the fit you need. Looking for a relaxed fit, slim fit, regular fit, boot cut, or straight leg? We got you covered. Buy the world's best fitting jeans at gusset.com or call 1-888-8GUSSET. Get free Gusset targets for the next time you go to the shooting range with the purchase of their new Ranger jean. Use code COMFORT when ordering to receive free shipping on all Gusset orders at gusset.com. That's gusset.com to get only the best all-American jeans.
Do you have a group or organization founded on the principles of personal liberty, health freedom, or accountable government? We invite you to check out Same Side Entertainment. Same Side is a source for activists and liberty organizations to connect with well-known leaders in today's growing movement for sustainable living, personal liberty, and sovereignty issues. Same Side has a variety of keynote speakers, debate panels, interactive web presentations, musicians, and liberty-based entertainment, as well as services for web design, graphic design, video, and photography. Same Side can help customize your event by connecting you to the best of the liberty and political world while staying within your budget. Get connected with leaders in the liberty movement like Tom Woods, Kevin Gutzman, Jack Hunter, Robert Scott Bell, Bob Murphy, Michael Scheuer, John Bush, Jordan Page, Tatiana Moroz, and many more. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and our website at www.samesideentertainment.com. Again, that's www.samesideentertainment.com. Same Side Entertainment, connecting you with the education and resources you need.
To think something so small could control you.
And everything you do.
When your life and all you love are on the line. The RFID chip is always with you, threatening your privacy, causing severe risk to your health and personal safety, and killing you if you do not obey rogue government demands.
Because I want to increase my risk of cancer.
Because I want to live in a cash-free society.
Because now the government is looking out for us.
Because I have the mark of the beast, but it doesn't have me.
Ask your doctor how to get your chip implanted today.
Because we want to track your every move.
Thanks for listening to FPRN. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter. You can listen live at www.fprnradio.com.
Listen to the sound that you hear, like it echo in your head. There's a strange vibration rising now from the heart of America, America.
And we are back on the Copblock Radio Show live on FPRN and syndicated across the interwebs, or you can download as a podcast after the show at fprnradio.com. There's an archives page. And from there, you can click on a link, and it'll bring you to the show notes. So if you missed anything that we talked about, or you just wanted to read up a little bit more, then you can go there, and we'll direct you to the stories that we talked about and things that are important. So we have on the line with us Janelle from Missouri, Kansas, Copblock, and as a little backstory, one of our friends, Tony Bones, she had to go to court over some bureaucratic citation over tires in her yard, and then some shenanigans went down at court the first time, and it looks like she has since gone back to court. So, Janelle, are you with us?
I'm here. Hi. She did. They gave her a continuance immediately the first time that she went in. Originally, her citation was for rubbish. The uniformed men in bulletproof vests just were going through her little place where she lives, her community, and I guess citing people on city ordinances that don't really exist. And they made a big deal about tires. I know probably most of you know about it because it went national. She had tires that she uses for gardening, basically recycling and reusing. The big thing was tires. Well, when we showed up at court yesterday, there were no charges. As a matter of fact, she was not allowed to mention tires in the courtroom because there is no city ordinances about having anything pointed inside of anything. They made it into an issue of industrial rubbish, which was actually these totes that Tony, she is the co-founder along with me, by the way, from Missouri, Kansas, Copblock. And so she had made these totes and put a rug over them. In February, she was using them as a workbench to start her containers. And the city came by, law enforcement came by, wrote her up a citation, presented it to the sergeant. She explained to them what she was doing. She told them, this is my property. She does own it. And they were basically threatening her with a $500 fine plus court fees. She refused to give any federal reimbursements to, anything pertaining to revenue that they're going to make off of, someone making food on their own property. Yesterday, the shenanigery was so calm, but it was almost surreal. Watching these people make a criminal, try to make a criminal out of a very peaceful person. She was very humble. She was found guilty for not removing rubbish, what they called rubbish, from her property in front of her home. She was given
she
a
sentenced
choice
or just...
to appeal. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, did they hand down sentencing, or did they, where's it at now?
They
It's just
did.
saying that,
They
okay,
did.
it was rubbish.
They said that it was rubbish. And granted, no one knew this. We did not know this. Tony herself did not know this when we went in, when she went in yesterday, the court, that it wasn't about tires. That they were, and we had suspected because I recorded everything the last time when she went to court. And I recorded a little bit of the judge's interview with one of our local media stations, and he said, "This is a fiasco. We need a continuance because this is a three-ring circus," which is exactly what we wanted, because it's ridiculous. He said, there was actually the chief of police was there, and I got a lot of videotape of him. We were calling him the Save the Mosquitoes man. He was on our local media. He was one of the big ones who was really fighting against her about the tires. He was upset about tires. When we showed up and drove up to the courthouse in Sugar Creek, it's on Hero Drive, is what they named it, and they have just redone it. The whole courthouse and the jailhouse are one, and it looks like a monument. But anyway, we drive up, and there are these blue tire planters, bright blue, carefully cut, red gardenias inside, sitting right in front of the courtroom and the jailhouse. And, it was an awesome gesture. I mean, we were like, who put those there? That's awesome, So we find out it's not tires. She is found guilty of having rubbish, and this is off of two officers' testimonies. The officer who basically was kind of stuttering the entire time to the judge and the prosecuting attorney answering their questions. And then the sergeant who was in charge of talking to Tony about removing her bench, her workbench. And since she did not do so, they did give her actually a choice with sentencing. They said that she could pay a $24.50 court fee, or and I forget how much time in jail, but she was facing jail time. Or they asked her, the prosecuting attorney ended up saying, well, the problem has been taken care of, so, I suggest that she pays. Of course, it was paying. That took up the most time of anything, talking about the money. It always does. Paying the fine, and having maybe 10 days probation and supervised probation. But Tony, in her conscience, will not give any settled reserve quote notes to the city of Sugar Creek for doing what they're doing. So they offered her to do community service, 10 hours. She said, I would do community service anyways, so just, it's whatever. So basically, it's almost kind of a happy ending. We know that, no one's going to be given a hard time with tires. But
that's crazy that they changed the charges on her like the day of and didn't even notify her that they were making these changes.
We knew they were going to. But we're like, what did they change the charges? It has been all about tires. I mean, there was CNN. on the bottom they show that it's the stories of the nation. I mean, it was in Raw Story. It was I think even had like stories about on InfoWars, and they had it all over the local media because they made a big deal about it. It's ridiculousness. So she went ahead and just said, you know what, I'm out of it. I'm not going to pay you any money. I'll go ahead and do the community service. And she had the choice of the 10 hours probation. So.
Well, thanks for calling in and giving us an update on what ended up happening, and I guess we'll find out if anything else happens in the future about the changing it in the last second. So, thanks for calling in, Janelle.
Well, and that's one thing to do. Yeah, can I tell you something really, really quick? We ended up finding out that the tire planters were made by the chief of police himself that had been so against Tony. He and his daughter planted those there for her. So that's a happy ending. That's kind of touching. So.
Cool. Well, thanks for calling in. So, before we went to break, Vinny called in to talk about the DHS and setting up checkpoints, and I think what Scott said is kind of a valid point, that not a lot of us have these checkpoints near us, or we even deal with them regularly anyways. It seems like the ones that there are all down south along the Mexican border, and the few that are on the Canadian border are because of drugs. Like they're really looking for illegal immigrants or anything.
Yeah,
so I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, it was, along those lines. It was, I had a conversation the one day, and they were talking about like gay rights or something like that. And I was like, you have to find something that like you come to a common ground on. Like you're not going to advance anything if everybody's doing everything independently. Like you have to let other people be free too. Like, if you want, gun rights, you should let somebody else have the right to put whatever they want in their body as long as they don't harm somebody else. And I think that people just don't understand that, and it's just frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody should be free, not just you.
Yeah, it's kind of like up here. We have I'm less than 100 miles from the Canadian border. I'm about 80 miles, and we don't have any checkpoints anywhere near here at all. Ever.
Yeah, and I'm close too, and same thing. We don't have any checkpoints here.
Yeah, so you have to find that one common thing. You have to find some way that you can, connect with people. You can't just say, well, we're having a hard time over here. You should support us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can,
and
but it just won't be as effective.
When anything egregious happens at any of the DHS checkpoints, then we are all about talking about it. We talked about Robert Trudell or whatever I think that's his name, when he got his window smashed in by DHS because he refused to answer any questions. Yeah, so we anytime anything egregious happens, we like to talk about it.
So it looks like we got Chrissy on the line on Skype, calling in to talk about her show.
Hi, guys.
How you doing, Chrissy?
I'm Peachy Keene.
Awesome. So tell us about your new show and what you're doing with it.
Oh, well, it's going to be just like a variety. We're going to cover a lot of conspiracy stuff. I'm a conspiracy theorist at heart, although I also love factual news and current events, too, so
then
a
you're
little
a
bit of
terrorist.
everything.
You're a terrorist, then. No.
Right? Is that really a conspiracy?
No, it just means you're a
that
terrorist.
You're a terrorist?
Yeah.
Being a terrorist, everything is a conspiracy these days.
Yes.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
So
you're
you have
just
any
gonna...
good? Go ahead. I was just going to say, you got any good guests lined up, or is it just going to be you? Give us the whole rundown on what you guys are going to do. And
Well, it's going to be me and Monograph, another YouTuber. I haven't really looked into guests yet, kind of just winging it. But probably get other YouTubers maybe involved. I don't know.
So you have a YouTube channel also?
Yes, I do.
You want to talk about it?
Well, the name of my channel is Chrissy Sumer, and I cover, like I said, current events, conspiracies, esoteric, occult. I'm so fascinated by the occult. You know, I don't know, it just interests me. And spirituality, stuff like that.
What's your big video on YouTube? Which one's your most popular video?
Oh, probably it's not even really my video. Well, I made it. It's just about that I just went completely brain dead. Sorry.
It happens. Trust. We're used to it. We do the same thing. Don't feel bad.
Well, I have a very bad migraine tonight too. So it's the one where the anchor came out and said the pilot's names. Something wrong. We too low. Holy fook.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the funny ass one.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. People seem to really like to watch. That one and the one where they did the interview in the same parking lot and they acted like they were across the planet.
That was funny too.
Yeah.
With the angles where you'd see the trucks going through.
And the same people walking behind them. Yeah.
So did you do anything with, what happened over in England with like the Muslims or anything with, Sandy Hook or Christopher Dorn or any of this stuff?
Yeah. I talk, well, it's pretty much all the current events. Yes.
So then you're going to kind of do kind of like worldwide news then, basically?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Sweet.
Like I said, it'd be like a little bit of
who's
everything.
your go-to
Whatever
website?
happening right then and there, what people are talking about, stuff like that.
So who's your go-to website for news?
Oh gosh, I'm all over. I use Drudge, obviously. Google News a lot, Mail Online. Just group pages. I'm just constantly. I'm addicted to researching.
So then, would you call the show kind of like a alternative media show then, or what would you label the show as?
Yeah, it's about exposing the lies that the elites have been perpetrating.
Okay.
Are you like an are you like an Illuminati guy, like Mark Dice? You in on that or what?
I'm not illuminated, but I do have some occult roots in my family.
So you could possibly be like controlled opposition then, or what?
No, definitely not.
You said it, not me.
Definitely not. But I suppose anybody could. You could be.
If I'm controlled, they better start doing a better job.
Right?
Friggin' backpacks and pressure cookers. Come on.
I know. They got some bills they got to pay.
I also like talking a lot about evil corporations running our world, Serco, Sodexo, stuff like that.
No Monsanto.
Monsanto, definitely.
Yes.
But everyone knows about Monsanto. Not everyone knows about Serco.
I don't know
who's that?
See? They're the biggest company that's running the world.
I don't want it.
Yeah.
That's right, Pharma.
So they are the largest company. Now, what do they're probably one of those like diverse companies that owns all kinds of stuff.
Yes, they're into everything. They used to be, they were formerly known as RCA. And they hold a lot of government contracts. They actually run a lot of the governments. It's been privatized. They manage the most private prisons in the world, schools, CIA, NSA, DHS. It gets really sinister when you start finding out about them, and you're like, how come I've never heard about them? Now that's a conspiracy.
Now, this RCA you're talking obviously isn't the same RCA that used to make my VCR, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh,
That's why they manage
company.
all the planet's satellites, because they had a monopoly in that the UHF frequency and all that. Yes, it was also bought out by Sony.
All right.
Sony, I'm not afraid of them. You remember those mini discs that they came out with? Not impressive.
Yeah, but they got Blu-ray.
They got Blu-ray though.
They didn't fuck that one up.
I
Well, they
believe that's
sort of
when me
did.
shit turns purple and smells like rainbow sherbet.
We see how popular Blu-ray is. What do I need Blu-ray for? There's Pirates Bay.
That's right. I just downloaded it on my computer.
Yeah, for free.
Download it and make pressure cooker backpacks. And send them out to everybody on the internets. So we got some positive responses earlier. If we make some Cop Block Radio Show backpacks in the chat there, everybody said they'd like them.
We should totally make put the Cop Block logo, but remember the old Intel commercials that said Intel inside? It should say pressure cooker inside.
That could be hilarious. They could sell like hotcakes. You never know. Got some good feedback in the chat room, so maybe.
We could have like a 10-quart capacity written on the outside or something like that.
5 liters.
You would have to have multiple easy access zippers to video cameras.
Yes.
Well, you just put like a nice hip belt, and then you're with some pockets, and you're good.
Hip belt, not to be confused with a Chris Cantwell fanny pack. Dude rocks a fanny pack, and he's like talks shit about the fanny pack. He's like holding like a samurai sword. I love Chris Cantwell, man. He's hilarious.
He's so funny.
He was down at Lemonade Freedom over the weekend in Philly.
He was.
Well, I love his like man on the street things when he was in New York, and like nobody wanted to talk to him because he's kind of this is like his demeanor is like, I don't really want to talk to this guy.
He was talking to the one guy who was, oh man, now I went blank. There was a guy that he was talking to, and he was like, I'm an anarchist. I'm a fucking anarchist.
And he was cop blocking the seatbelt checkpoint thingy.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I'm not sure who that person that he was that was with him. That was kind of awkward. But did you see Chris's video on Father's Day?
Nope.
He did a video, and it was like, he was like driving in his van, and he was talking about going to see his kids for Father's Day, and he was so excited, and he hasn't seen them in a while. And he pulls in, and he's at the abortion clinic, and he's standing outside the dumpster, and he's like acting like he's crying.
Oh God!
I didn't know what was going on. Then he like shows up at the abortion clinic, and I lost it. I was like, this guy's awesome.
I like their little skit they did for Luke Rudowski the other day for the Adam Kokesh thing. They did the shopping cart pretending to be the SWAT team raiding Adam Kokesh's house. I thought that was pretty cute.
That was pretty funny.
Oh, those were not corn on the cob. Those were flashbang grenades.
That's right.
Yeah, and like a lot of his video was used in the quote-unquote hit piece that the city of Keene used against the Robin Hooders, and it's like, well, he's not even in the lawsuit, so why are you even bothering?
They were cross-referencing Cantwell in a lawsuit.
Well, like the city of Keene put out this hack job video that had a lot of the footage that Chris shot, and of course Chris talks a lot, and so they used a lot of his video to show quote-unquote harassment, but he's not involved in the lawsuit. It was like this stupid hit piece that the city put out on their website. It was really fucked up.
Well, we've kind of ignored Chrissy there.
We went off on a tangent. Sorry, Chrissy.
We did. A little rant there. No. And now she left.
That's all right. You can check out her show on Friday night at 11 on FPRN. So, for those who are interested.
That's right. So, what do we got left? We got another minute to go. Let's find something to talk about.
There's not a whole lot more to talk about that we can fit in a minute, so we can probably just fill up time. Just
All
make
right.
filler. Whatever. or they can kick off the music for us. It's all good.
There we go. Let's end it with some Farva. Throw in some Farva there.
So that's all we have for this week on the Cop Block Radio Show. Make sure to come back next week at 9:30 on Wednesday, which we're here every Wednesday. So check out Christie's show at 11 on Friday and Line of Fire on Saturday at 6. And until then, remember that badges don't grant extra rights.
Thanks for listening to FPRN. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter. If you'd like to start your own show with FPRN, advertise with us, or donate to the network or to your favorite shows, check out our website at www.fprnradio.com.
That can feel this way. My oldest been betrayed. This ain't protecting freedom. This is digging in a grave. There's a force against my will.